to another fun fetish-filled episode. You like that alliteration that I just did right there? Sweet fucking deal. Anyways, I have already accepted the fact that my browsing history is a complete shit show right now, and something about deep diving into the world of fetishes humbles a person. I have a pretty open mind and no real set specific fetish I'm into, but I'm sure after this whole series, which I did count, I'm going to be doing 11 total. 11 different fetishes, you guys. I'm sure that after all of this is over, I will probably have one or find a couple that I might like. Yeah, I'm gonna find a whole new world of this shit. Insert, someone singing fucking A Whole New World from Aladdin. I love that movie, by the way. This week I decided to tackle voyeurism, and I'll be honest that when I do the titles to all my episodes, I either try to think of songs or just something catchy to kind of, I don't know, make it seem funnier. I don't know why I try. I was gonna try to find some clever segue into talking about voyeurism, but honestly, my mind is not on full function. For those who don't know, voyeurism is the sexual interest in or practice of watching other people engaged in intimate behaviors like undressing, sexual activity, whatever, other things. Anything that people find to be an intimate thing of doing. Like, say, if someone was watching me record this, it's a little intimate. I'm in my bathroom. I'm in like a t-shirt and shorts. No bra. It's actually Monday. I'm recording this on a Monday night, which is strange for me, but I'm not working right now. The term comes from the French voir. I can't. Voir. Anyone who speaks French, I'm so sorry in advance for butchering that. Voir. Anyways, it means to see. A male voyeur is commonly labeled as a peeping Tom, or Jags. And there is a history thing to the peeping Tom thing, and I'm actually going to mention it later on in the episode. But these terms are applied to a guy who observes someone secretly and usually not in a public space. With voyeurism, it can tread into a voyeuristic disorder, also known as a paraphilic disorder. This includes sexual fantasies or urges that cause distress. By nature, this fetish implies, one party doesn't consent to the activity. I have to stress that there are ways to fulfill your desires legally and responsibly. Porn is honestly the number one. There's so much porn out there. I know I've mentioned it in other episodes how much porn there is. There's so much porn, guys. But also there's so many porn aimed for so many different kinds of fetishes out there. And voyeurism in general is actually a really popular category. I've seen a lot of, don't judge me, brother spies on sister from closet, or neighbor spies on neighbor through tree. It's like weird, like that. It's not weird, but it's that kind of voyeuristic thing. On Pornhub alone, because I didn't look at on other porn websites, just because it's Pornhub, guys. I'm cool with it. Pornhub, if you want to help me out over here, I got you, bro. Searching for the word voyeur will bring up over 7,500 results. And then, going off from that, there are so many different subcategories. There's upskirts, there's spy, there's masturbating, there's toilet, which is fucking disgusting. Why would you want to watch someone on a toilet, guys? There's girls watching guys, etc. There's a lot of stuff out there to satisfy your very specific needs. Role playing is another option. It's a more hands-on approach, if you will. You could talk to a couple about watching them. Just make sure you get consent. You don't want to border into the illegal side of things of illegally watching people do intimate things and then get arrested and we don't want any of that. Make sure all the boundaries are in place and everybody is on the same page. Then you can get on with your bad self and voyeur it away. But yeah, like if you don't want to just go through porn, you can go try to find like a couple that is willing to let you watch them. Um, if you want the couple to watch you fuck their wife, that's a whole other thing. It's cuckolding. I actually wasn't even planning on covering that at all. Maybe in a future episode I'll talk about cuckolding, but realistically that's not in my list of 11 things that I'm planning on covering total. I always kind of knew that this fetish was a thing, but I never really dove super deep into it. There really is a fine line between being a fetish and then it turning into a disorder. You can go from being safe to being illegal real quick. It's a very, very fine line, guys. A few examples of people being punished for crossing the line is Actaeon. I can't pronounce it, but Actaeon. Actaeon. Who, after a long day of hunting, came upon Diana bathing. He winds up hunted down and torn to pieces by his own hounds. Then there's the man who spied on Lady Godiva, who was punished by being struck blind. So the term peeping Tom came from this Lady Godiva kind of story, and that's what they labeled him as peeping Tom. But yeah, so he got punished by being struck blind. I mean, don't do it, guys. The elders who got Susanna bathing, then tried to blackmail her, were put to death. Nowadays, technology has kind of made it more sophisticated with the access to all kinds of cameras and equipment. And I know I like to make a joke every single week about my FBI guy watching me or staring at my stuff. That's voyeuristic stuff. I don't consent to that. I don't really care, actually. So, to be fair, please don't spy on me. I don't want to be spied on. It's weird. I don't like it. I do weird shit in my off time. I made a joke earlier about how my internet history is not good. And it's not just the sexual stuff either. Like, literally, I watch a lot of crime shows, which I'm sure I've mentioned a lot. I listen to a lot of crime podcasts, which I'm sure I've mentioned a lot. And I'm going to do a shameless shout out here because Murder and Such is a really good one. And I love them. And Hunter's amazing. But so I listen to so much murder. So when I don't know a person or if I'm curious about a story, what I'll do is as it's playing, because I apparently need to, know these things, I will Google it, Google the person that happened to, and then go from there and kind of learn more about it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so tired. Actually, it's only 10:13 at night. And I'm yawning. Hold on a second. I need to grab my wine. But anyways, so yeah. So basically the combo of doing this podcast, which has had me researching a lot more stuff than I used to, because I used to just only do stories. And now I'm trying to kind of branch out a bit and do a lot more things and kind of expand it, because there's only so much you can do with a podcast with just strictly sex stories. I can get other stories from other people, which is nice too, but I like the direction this has gone. But with that comes a lot of research, and that research is really dirty. And there's, fetishes out there that I'm not down for. There's going to be one coming up called edge play. I'm not going to explain it to you. You can Google it if you want, or you can wait until that episode comes out. And there's stuff out there that I don't particularly like, and some of it's kind of dangerous and kind of, on the bordering of you could die. And then, that mixed with all of my murder stuff makes for a really interesting internet search history, so please erase it if I die. Um, but on the same side, like, so anyone who's being a voyeur and watching me and watching any of that stuff will think I'm a fucking weirdo or a serial killer or kinky or something. Um, so voyeurism is even mentioned in the Bible. I didn't really deep dive that too much. Everything's in the fucking Bible at this point. So, as you can see, there are many different ways to be a voyeur, and there's many lines that can easily be crossed into being illegal. And we want to avoid that. We don't want any of you guys going to jail. Sorry. Or being, I just don't want any of that, guys. So, if watching others is your thing, please, please, please do it safely and legally. You can get consent for this side of you. And, as I stated, like, there are so plenty different ways to do this. And there's plenty of porn. And, there's just, like I said, I don't really want to hear any stories about any of you guys going to jail. So, just practice it safely. If voyeurism is your thing, then just, find a safe way to do it and don't be creepy about it. Like, I had a conversation with someone about my porn preferences, and the way that I go about porn is I go on and I just kind of like browse the first couple pages of Pornhub, find something that looks interesting, and then kind of go from there. I don't have any real set, I need this, and my tastes change weekly. Sometimes I really like watching other people masturbate, dudes mostly, and like them talking. So I guess that's kind of a form of voyeurism as well. But like they're also talking as if I like a lot of audio. So like Literotica is a really good site if you guys are super into erotic stories. And they have so many different like men reading, or they have a lot of women reading. And you can literally go down different avenues of what you want to listen to, and different kind of stories that you want to listen to, what you want included in the stories. I know they have like women orgasms, they have male orgasms, they have female voices and male voices. They have couples, like an actual like couple talking to each other. So if you're big into the audio, I highly recommend that site as well. Here I am recommending porn for you guys. My life has gotten really strange since I started this podcast, but whatever. To my future boyfriend and husband, I am so sorry in advance that your future girlfriend / wife talks about sex on the internet. Hopefully you're okay with it. Anyways, so that's pretty much all I have for the voyeurism. Like I said, I have a total of 11. I don't actually remember what number this is. I think I have 7 more after this, or 6 more. I don't know. I forgot. What number is this? This is 22. So I think I've got 7 more fetishes to go. Yeah, so hang in with me. If you have anything you want me to talk about, even not those 7, or if they end up being one of those 7, I'll tell you that I'm covering it. But if there's something you want me to cover and talk about, please let me know. Shoot me an email, shoot me a message on Instagram, do any of those things. I super appreciate all you guys' support, as I say every single week. I really do. I could literally be talking to nobody, but I know there's at least a good handful of people who are still listening and sticking with me, and I love you for that, and you're amazing. So have a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, etc., etc., etc. Things I say every single week. Maybe one day I'll think of a better sign off, but until then, that ain't shit. That ain't shit. That shit ain't gonna happen. I need to sleep apparently. But yeah, so thank you guys again. All the links for everything will be down below. Please share, please subscribe, please give me 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. I really would fucking appreciate that a lot. And thank you guys so much. I love you.